Hey everybody, how the heck are you? I'm Daddy Yankee, and welcome to my channel. So, today's episode, it is day 98 in the free-to-play series. Bit of a hectic one. There's a lot going on. Update 4.3 is coming out likely in the next 24 hours. Maybe it's already out by the time this video is coming out. Crazy stuff. I go over everything, all the new champions. I don't realize until like halfway through, maybe more like 80-90% of the way through talking about all the new champions that came out, but almost certainly the rares that are in there and the epics are the fusion rares and fusion epics for the Hurndig fusion. So that's kind of interesting. Also some CVC stuff, and of course the account raffle giveaway that's still going on. So I've got the daily question. It's towards the end of the video. Guys, let's hop on it.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
Here we go, guys. It is day 98 in the free-to-play series. I'm pretty excited for today's episode. It's definitely going to be a fun one. Clan versus clan tournament. That's winding down CVC, so some cool stuff to do there. Also, update 4.3 is nearly here. We got the official news released this morning. I'm thinking then, they said it's going to slowly start arriving in stores. I'm thinking within the next 24 hours we should all have it. It's a cool update. New champions, amazing quality of life stuff. Plus, we get formal, official information about Hurndig, the new fusion that's coming on June 7th. June 7th, so 5 days from now, 4 days from when this video comes out. Crazy that it's so soon, but I'm ready for it. So we're going to start today in a place we don't normally hang out, which is the Great Hall. So to explain why we're doing that, we got to go to CVC. I'm actually having to re-record this intro because I could not find where the Great Hall points were in objectives. Where do you guys think it would be? I thought maybe arena, I thought maybe miscellaneous. It's in the champion objectives. However, guys, if you can help it, like I could, don't be afraid to hold off on upgrading your Great Hall bonuses, doing all that stuff until it's during CVC, because you can get some really, healthy points for your clan to help you guys be more competitive in CVC. I think CVC is great, guys. Let's actually just quickly check in on my clan. Doing pretty great. Look how I'm saying great a lot. Look at this, only a 4,000 point difference with all these 2.2 plus million points. They're still beating us, I guess, just because they have the extra 4,000 points. It's gonna be interesting to see how this wraps up. The minimum points that we try to go for in my clan is 50k. You'll see I'm just about to get there, 44k. I would like to get 60k. I think we can get that pretty comfortably. But let's talk Great Hall. So we can get a healthy amount of points for those upgrades. Of course, we're not getting those upgrade to level 9, level 10, any of those, because still early-ish days on the account. However, thank you to the weirdness going on in arena, all that stuff. We're in gold 3 now. Look at that, 2706. We're 106 points into gold 3. It's pretty cool. But we have 361 gold medals. Awesome. We have 755 silvers that I've been saving for a while, and a couple bronze. So here comes decision time. If I was a more clickbaity content creator, I would say like huge decision to set arbiter trajectory for the account, but I'm not going to do that because it's not that big of a decision. However, I think what I want to do is not invest in magic right now. I want to bring spirit and force to level 5. That is so we can finish off our final challenge. We finished champion challenges, we finished artifact challenges, we finished dungeon challenges, arena challenges. We only have one thing left: upgrade 3 Great Hall bonuses to level 5. That will slow down my arbiter progress, though. That's why it's a decently noteworthy decision, because we go all the way to the back. Not that one. Where are you? Upgrade 2 Great Hall bonuses to level 12 towards the end of this part 3 of the arbiter missions. However, it's not actually going to mess things up that much. Maybe, I mean, by not wasting, but allocating our medals in a different way and not immediately bringing 2 to 6, and instead going a little more, diversifying our allocation by putting in 3 different spots. That will slow us down. However, I don't know if it will actually slow us down, because I mean, as I know very well from my main account, when you get here to part 4 and you get to the end, you're gonna have to upgrade 1 to level 10, so that would take a while. But even more so, clear Spider 20, clear Fire Knight 20. We don't have the champs for that yet, so I think very likely this won't actually slow down the progress. So all that being said, I think we got to upgrade. So let's get force to 5. Let's do you. So it's gonna be 250 or 500 Sylvies. I mean, I guess let's just go here. And then what? So now we're gonna slowly bring this one up. I don't know if we're gonna make it, so we'll see. So I can do 75 silvers. We'll do that. See, 200 points. It's not crazy. I mean, that's like one skill up on an uncommon champ, right? But it's better than nothing. It's a good way to help the clan. We'll just do just silvers for as long as we can. That's 3. Now we gotta use 400 of them. This is gonna be close. We're really close, but I won't be able to do it. I am what does this come out to? 74 medals short. That's too bad. Maybe I won't be able to farm that over before the CVC is done, which is annoying because that means I will not be able to finish this challenge, which the final reward is a freaking legendary book, which would have been awesome, to use that. You see, I haven't claimed these yet, so it only says 1 out of 7, but of course they're all done. I'm just sitting on it. Maybe I can like speed push it at the end because I'd love to do one more legendary book. I think would be, is that 3,000 points for CVC, and then we could put it on Brogni after the decision we made. However, we made the decision in yesterday's video that I am going to just fully book out Brogni, at least finish his A2. Maybe it will only take 11 books if we get lucky and we don't land any more books on the A1. Seems unlikely though. However, good transition to talk about another Magic Affinity Legendary Dwarf Champion. Crazy, all those stipulations, but that's what the new fusion is. So a little streamception there, a little videoception. Here we go, update highlights 4.30. A new update is due to arrive shortly. I just realized you guys can see all my thingies up here. I'm gonna have to cut that out in the editing. A new update is to arrive shortly, and as always, we prepared a quick recap. Okay, cool, recap. So, number one thing, save teams. Save teams are one of the features we promised in our latest What's Next in a Raid video. It will allow you to pre-make teams for PvE and PvP. Better yet, it will allow you to tweak skill prioritization for each champion before you send them into auto battle. So basically, this is like their version of a champion AI fix. You can kind of, select skill priority or just to avoid a skill altogether for different content, different teams, in different things that you're running on auto. So this will allow you to kind of have customizable AI. Essentially, you will, TBD, to be seen how it will actually be implemented, but I mean, it's going to be cool. Basics are simple enough. You can access the feature by tapping Team Setup button on the champion selection screen before a battle. From there, it's a familiar ride where you fill specific slots with whichever blah, 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 blah. And you can do 10 saved teams with saved move priorities for PvE and 10 for PvP. That's pretty cool. And you can name each one. That's nice. So then you get skill instructions. That's what I was talking about with the customizable AI. What do we got here? Aside from sheer convenience of having pre-made teams ready at a tap, you can also adjust skill priorities. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So you can set a default. So this is whatchamacallit. Everything will stay the same, the way that AI normally functions. Opener, you can set a skill. You always want this skill used first. So a good example would actually be, what's his name? Gorlos. I'll just hop in here and show you guys very quickly. The demon spawn character with the AoE decreased defense. He uses his A3 first, the single target heavy hitter one, which is silly. Anytime you have an AoE decreased defense champion on a 3-turn cooldown, you want that guy going first. All right, what else we got? Don't use, so this is a good example, like let's say you're using Rosin in the clan boss, his A3 bog down. That's a really cool move, but it's an AoE hit that fully reduces all targets turn meter. You can't reduce the clan boss's turn meter, so that's pretty cool. You can just say Rosin, only use what do they call it? Shear, his A2. That really awesome move that does decreased defense and weaken, hits really hard, and then only use your A1, the triple hitter, get those Giant Slayer procs, cool stuff. Strip off some buffs. So that's a good example, don't use. And then first, second, third choice, this is basically going to be, if everything's off of cooldown, how you prioritize them. I think it's cool. I really think it works out well. So playtime reward updates, this is cool. This should have been coming for a long time. So guys, if we go into our playtime rewards, bye-bye Gorlos. If we go into our playtime rewards and we go here, you see it's just so underwhelming. 1 lesser arcane potion, 1 mystery shard, 7,500 silver, 20,000 silver. It's like nothing, right? And this maybe is slightly juicy until you're like account level 30, 40, but then it's just so useless. Account level 62, you've got tons of other stuff. It's literally not even a drop in the bucket. Where are we? But now they're saying they're going to improve it, so it looks like things are going to just slightly improve. So from 1 to 30, it's the same. 31 to 50, So from 7.5k to 12k for the first one. The last one's up to 30k from 20k. So about a 1.5 times multiplier improvement. And then here, this looks a bit better. I mean, they're only changing I would love if they made it like 5 mystery shards that you got every day. I think that would be really cool instead of the 1 mystery shard. So they're only changing the silver and the potions, but 2 greater arcane potions a day, that's nothing to scoff at. And then you're going from what, 75,000 silver a day. That's what you're getting now. And before we were only getting 7,500 to 27.5k. So we went to 75k from 27.5. We basically tripled the amount of silver we're getting a day. It's really not much, but it's better than nothing. All right, this is what I want to talk about. Hurndig. I had a lot of trouble saying his name, remembering his name yesterday. I think I got it right at least a couple times. But from here on out, we are calling him Hurndig the Humdinger. Cool champion. Like I said, it's weird. We just had Brogni, and this guy is same affinity, different type at least. Instead of support, he's attack, but then same faction. It's just weird. But he looks really cool. I like him. I am gonna say, someone posted on Reddit, like one of the moderators for the subreddit for Raid Shadow Legends. They said that they communicated with an official member of the Plarium team, and they confirmed that this will be a classic old school style fusion. It will not be a hybrid fusion like Brogni. So that's pretty cool stuff. I think it's pretty awesome. Hybrid fusion, that was insanely difficult. Anyway, let's talk. Herndig, legendary, magic affinity, attack dwarves. Let's go into it. Lethal Lust, the A1. I mentioned it yesterday, but it's a single target, one hitter. But then if you kill someone, it grants an extra turn, and it also decreases the cooldown of the A3, Stasis Strike. We'll get to that in a minute. It's really awesome. The A3, pretty cool. When booked out, you're going to get a 3-turn cooldown. We'll talk about books in a second as well. 3-turn cooldown, AoE, 100% chance as well when booked out of placing decreased defense, big version, 60%, and 50% decreased accuracy. Pretty awesome. Really cool in the arena too, you know. He can be your decreased defense champion, but also, you know, if your team's going first, like lower their accuracy so their Madame Cereses aren't getting hits on you, you know, all those kinds of champions, you know. If they've got any stun champions, I don't know why I've highlighted Madame Ceres, but she's so annoying with her crazy high accuracy, right? But champs like that, you know, any champ, any enemy you're facing in the arena with tons of accuracy, that AoE decreased defense paired with the decreased accuracy paired with the AoE decreased defense, it's pretty cool. Finally, the A3, this move's very cool. Probably is going to be hard to manipulate, making it work with PvE content, but I think it might be possible. So when ascended, attacks one enemy, fully depletes the target turn meter. So that makes me think Fire Knight, that makes me think Spider, right? A little turn meter manipulation. Could be good for the, whatchamacallit, for the Scarab King, right? For a little turn meter manipulation there. He is the weak affinity, but maybe affinities will eventually change for all that stuff. Will also attack all enemies, so an AoE, if the first attack is critical. So that's very similar to like Lua's A1. It's a single hitter, and then it is an AoE if you crit, so you're going to build this guy with 100% crit. This AoE attack is a 75%, but 100% chance when booked. 4-turn cooldown when booked, guys. 6-turn cooldown unbooked. 100% chance of placing a AoE weaken, which is really cool, rare thing, and you're pairing it with a decreased defense and an AoE weaken, AoE decreased defense, AoE weaken, not on the same move, so he's not at like Lydia level, Dracomorph level, Venus level, right? But it's still crazy that he has 3-turn cooldown, not 3-turn cooldown, 3-turn and then 4-turn cooldown, but he has both those things in his kit, if you can make him work well. Then the tricky part to make work will also place an HP burn debuff for 2 turns after the attack on the enemies whose turn meters are below 30%. It's hard to get your enemies to be sure to get your enemies to certainly be like guaranteed under 30%. I think you got to run him with like a Rosin or one of those champions that fully depletes turn meter AoE. There's not many of them. Rosin's the one who's coming to mind. But yeah, I think pairing him with the Rosin might be the way to do it. It's gonna be hard to make this work as an AoE HP burn. But for people, you know, like me that are struggling in Spider, I mean, that definitely catches the eye. It'll be interesting how this works once we all get him and we can test him out and everything. Stayed, his passive, fills this champion's turn meter by 10% every time they are hit, occurs once per hit. Allows this, also fills this champion's turn meter by 20% whenever an ally dies. Pretty cool. And then I don't like the aura. Increases ally attack in arena. Anyone who's using attack in the arena, I don't know what you're doing. Whenever I see those teams with what's her name? Zavia as like the lead in arena with her all battles attack aura. It looks, I go for them every time. It's too easy. Anyway, so what do I think of this guy? If this guy hits really hard, he's unbelievably good, I think. If he hits just, normal, not particularly hard, he's interesting. He's definitely not bad. He'll be amazing for Dwarf Faction Wars with the AoE weaken, the AoE decreased defense. If you have tons of books lying around, you can book him out. He's tremendous, right? 3-turn cooldown here, 4-turn cooldown here. You're going to want books into A1, an extra 20% damage, making sure he's killing as many enemies as possible to grant those extra turns, reduce the cooldown of Stasis Strike by 2 turns, and essentially by granting the extra turn, it's basically like reducing Stasis Strike by 3 turns, which is very cool. If you could get him hitting really, really hard, even without books, then he might work if he has golden multipliers. Because 6-turn cooldown, that's scary. But if he's hitting really hard and you're granting extra turns, killing enemies, reducing the cooldown here, then it kind of works. It synergizes with the kit. And then again, if his multipliers are really good, and you view him just as like a nuker, like a Stasis Strike AoE move, if that slaps, the second hit, Arcane Tempest, I'm hoping that move has a great multiplier. If he has good multipliers, he could be a really hard hitter and a really amazing debuffer. It could be cool stuff. Yeah, and if you didn't want him to be your nuker, put him in a stun set or something. I don't know how well that's going to work out with the A1 though, Lethal Lust. Just spitballing. Also guys, new champions coming out. More Shadowkin, as you might imagine. And this is my first time. I haven't even looked at a single one yet, so we're going to do this together. We're going to do it really fast because it's not going to be one of those videos. I can make one of those videos if you guys want, but that's not what this is going to be. So, Lady Kimmy, Legendary. I do not like the avatar. Magic support Shadowkin. Let's go through this crazy quick. Also, guys, I don't know if I explicitly said this. He takes 15 books. It's a bit of a doozy. 15 books. Brogni was only 12. However, Brago, for example, is 16, so I guess it could have been worse. But this guy definitely would benefit from books, but to be seen if it's worth booking him if he hits really hard, then it might definitely be worth it. Lady Kimmy attacks one enemy, then attacks the enemy with the highest turn meter. Will attack the same enemy twice if the initial target also has the highest turn meter. Interesting. Second hit has a 50% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 15%. I don't know about that. I guess that could maybe work in like Fire Knight. Could be interesting. Maybe a bit of turn meter manipulation in the arena. Flurry of Petals, AoE, 3-turn cooldown when booked. 100% chance of placing, decreased accuracy, and decreased speed. They're loving decreased accuracy nowadays. I mean, I guess it's all about the Doom Tower with that decreased accuracy. Debuff for 2 turns. Also has a 100% chance of decreasing each target's turn meter by 15%. Okay, so not full turn meter reduction, so I don't know how well she would pair with Herndig, but she wouldn't pair poorly. Decreased speed with the chance of, with the also 15% turn meter decrease, depletion. And then Spirit Flux removes 1 random buff from each enemy. So single buff AoE strip, 100% chance when booked on a 4-turn cooldown of placing a block buffs on enemies who have buffs removed. Interesting. Also fills the turn meter of all allies by 15%. It places 50% increase accuracy. So many champions coming out with increased accuracy. I remember when Kurzad Depart, when he came out, we thought he was all special. Now so many champions got it. And 30% increased speed buff on all allies. So increased accuracy, increased speed, very similar to my boy Claude Beast Feeder. 4-turn cooldown, it's a cool move. I don't love her. I really don't. We still need to read the passive, but I'm not loving that. 30% speed in Doom Tower battles, that's a cool aura. Whenever this champion places a debuff on an enemy, also decreases that enemy's turn meter by 5% for each debuff placed. Whenever this champion or an ally receives a debuff, fills their turn meter by 5% for each debuff placed. So Imperious, you're just getting a little turn meter manipulation based on debuff placement on enemies and on allies. I don't love this at all. The fact that this block buffs is conditional, they need to have their buffs removed. I don't love it. I don't love that this is on a 4-turn cooldown either. Like Claude Beast Feeder, he doesn't have all the other fancy stuff with the strip, blah, 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 blah. But he does have the increased accuracy, increased speed on a 3-turn cooldown. I think it's a little easier. Are you really going to put, 4, 5, 4? So 13 books into her? I don't know about this. I'm not impressed. Another one, Nobel, Legendary Force Attack Shadowkin. Lots of attack Shadowkin, right? Because we got Jintoro, we got Genzin, and now we got Nobel. And is she based on attack? So she's probably based on attack, almost certainly. Yoshi's based on attack. They're all based on attack. Give us a defensive Shadowkin. Nobel, winner of the Peace Prize. Smell Fear, attack 1, has a 40% chance, well, when booked out, 50% of decreasing the duration of 2 random buffs on the target by 1 turn. If the target is under Fear or True Fear, I'm assuming, yeah, he has Fear and True Fear. If the target is under Fear or True Fear, debuff has a 75% chance of decreasing the duration of all targets' buffs by 1 turn instead. Okay, so here it's So if they're not under it, it's just 2 random ones. But if they have more than 2 and they're under Fear or True Fear, then it will do all of them. Harbinger. Harbinger. Attacks one enemy, will ignore 30% of the target's defense. Fills the champion's turn meter by 25% after the attack. If the target is under a Fear or True Fear debuff, decrease the cooldown of the Dismay skill, which is the A3 we're going to get to, by 1 turn. And this is on a 2-turn cooldown. That's pretty cool. So you're ignoring 30% of the defense every other hit if you line up the skills well. Pretty cool. And you can keep decreasing this cooldown, which is already on a 3-turn cooldown. So maybe you're just never using the A1 if you get this guy, if you get a lot of Fears and True Fears out, you know? So maybe, I mean, Shadowkin, right? Shadowkin Faction Wars, if you pair him with Yoshi, getting out those AoE True Fears, I think could be very interesting. Dismay. AoE has a 100% chance on a 3-turn cooldown of decreasing each enemy's turn meter by 20% if there are any enemies under Fear or True Fear. Will also fill this champion's turn meter by the amount those enemies loses. So it's kind of a turn meter steal. Okay, so that doesn't, so only the passive Desolation. This is going to be the chance of getting True Fear out there. So you get 75% chance. When an enemy's turn meter is fully depleted by any champion, has a 75% chance of placing a True Fear debuff on that champion for 1 turn. He does deplete turn meter, but it's not that much, you know? It's only really from this move, right? I don't know. You're gonna have to, he's not gonna operate by himself, guys. He's gonna need other people to do it, to make his kit work. He's gonna need someone like Yoshi, someone like Mashald, someone like Harvest Jack, someone else putting out the AoE True Fear. But with it, he could be pretty cool. Siege Hulk. Now we got an epic Ogren Tribe. I love this avatar. Battering Ram. Attacks one enemy. Decreases the target's turn meter by 15% if the target's under decreased defense or decreased speed. That has me thinking he's going to have that. And look at this. Wow. Okay, so like every champion and their frickin' mom now has AoE decreased defense on a 3-turn cooldown. It's kind of weird at this point. It used to be special, and now it's like they're giving them out like you know, free candy or something. It's crazy. What the heck? Places a 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. This is also a 3-turn cooldown when booked. On this champion for 2 turns, then attacks all enemies. So hopefully this is a good multiplier, and it slaps. Magic Affinity. 100% chance of placing a big version decreased defense. Yeah. 3-turn cooldown when booked. Ascended Siegebreaker places a 30% increased crit and increased crit damage buff on, just again, only on this champion, so he's very selfish. Then attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff on the target for 2 turns, 3-turn cooldown. So this guy's really good if he hits hard. Really, really cool. Selfish champion, but if he's hitting really hard and he's putting out the AoE decreased defense, could be really, really awesome in the Ogren Tribes faction. I would love to get this guy. He seems great. Gory. it's just the name. Amazing avatar again. Good job, Plarium. Spirit Affinity attack. Shadowkin. Cold Comfort. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Places an extra hit if the target's under freeze. I'm thinking this guy's got to have freeze, right? Heals this champion by 10% of the damage inflicted. Then 3-turn cooldown when booked. 100% chance. Attacks 3 times at random of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn. So random, but if it was AoE freeze, maybe it'd be too legendary-esque on a 3-turn cooldown. I don't know. Seems all right. That's called Frost Jutsu. Frostbreaker. 3-turn cooldown when booked. These guys take a healthy amount of books, by the way. So this is 4 and this is 13. This is 14. So yeah. Frostbreaker. Attacks one enemy, will ignore increased defense and shield buffs. Will also ignore 50% of the target's defense if they're under freeze. This guy's going to work best by far if he's paired with an AoE freeze champion. So, yeah, are there any in the Shadowkin? I don't think so. But places a counterattack buff and a 50% increased attack buff on this champion. I saw counterattack. I was like, maybe it's AoE, baby. But it's not. 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns if this attack kills an enemy. So I'm thinking this guy will have good multipliers too. Counterattacks with Cold Comfort skill whenever an enemy places a stun, sleep, freeze, provoke, fear, any CC on an ally, and this guy will counterattack with his, it's his A1. Okay, I thought it was the A2 for a second. Still kind of cool. I like these, just like counterattack right away. Skathith, you love to see a Lizardman. They only have like 7 or 8 epics in the whole game. Void, gonna be hard to get. I really hope this is a good champion support. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Leg Rack, attacks one enemy, has a 30% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. 50% chance when booked. It's all right. It's like High Cocoon, decreased speed, Stagnite on the A1. Transfer Rush, 3-turn cooldown when booked. AoE, 100% chance of stealing 1 random buff from each enemy. A buff stealer. Could be cool in the Doom Tower, I guess. Oh, this guy also had a Doom Tower aura, right? Up here. I don't think I mentioned that. Crit rate in Doom Tower by 24%. Whatever. Where are we? Skathix. All right. They say transfer, but he's not transferring. He's just stealing. Scales of the Ages. 4-turn cooldown when booked. Removes all debuffs from all allies. So cleanse. Block debuff and shield on all allies for 2 turns. The shield buff is equal to 20% of this champion's max HP. That's awesome. This guy's great. That is great. Brogni-esque. That's really good. I mean, 4-turn cooldown, not 3-turn cooldown, but for 2 turns block debuffs, much more useful. That's really good. This is good. I like it. Full cleanse. So this is like kind of like a better version of like people that like Mausoleum Mage. I know if you're not using him just as like a seer companion for all the buffs, but I mean just the full cleanse, and then you get the block debuffs for 2 turns. So it's like Hack 1 Smash Lord with the cleanse and the block debuffs. I'm sure there are more. That's who's coming to mind. Plus you get a shield. 20% is nothing to sneeze at either. He's not HP based, he's support, but pretty cool. Places a block damage debuff on this champion, the passive Last Gasp, on this champion for 1 turn whenever their HP drops below 30%. Ally resist in all battles, pretty cool. This guy's cool. Oh, I love it. Oh my god. Please tell me this champion's gonna be good. We have a Hippo Skinwalker. Where have you been all my life? This is amazing. Hofories the Tusked. Force Affinities, support. I love support champions. Skinwalkers. Burly Bash. Booked out, you get another 25%. So attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 35% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. I like it. AoE increase attack and big version increase crit on all allies for 2 turns. 3-turn cooldown. This guy doesn't take many books either. 9 books. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's not amazing. That's like Lanicus has a similar move, I think, with increased attack and crit rate. Ascended, Eternal War, 5-turn cooldown. Revives 2 random allies with 50% HP and fills their turn meter by 50%. After the revival, places a 25% strengthen, big version strengthening for 2 turns on all allies. This guy is going to be a faction war god. You get CC on the A1 with the stun. You get increased attack, increased crit rates for some damage for a faction that lacks damage. And then you get a reviver. Double revived. This is great. He's not amazing, but this is cool. This is very cool. And what a cool design. I can't wait to see the full design in game. Now we got some rares. I love seeing rares. I hope one of these is good. Fingers crossed. Let's go really fast though. Oh, this isn't Shadowkin. I thought this was gonna be Shadowkin. And neither of these are Shadowkin. It looked like it would be Shadowkin to me. I don't know why. Ogren Tribes, Void, Rare. I hate when they add Void Rares. It's just gonna make me harder for me to get my Cold Heart. Attacks one enemy, heals this champion by 30% of the damage inflicted. That's all right. You can get, wow, you can get 5 books worth of damage, 25% more damage on this. Also heals the ally with the lowest HP by 10% of their max HP. This heal will not affect this champion. I mean, oh, if you have the lowest, I get it. If this champion already has the lowest. Places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns equal to 20% of their max HP, then places a 25% ally protection on all allies except for this champion. So small version ally protect, that's kind of cool. Will also heal all allies except this champion by 10% of their max HP. I don't love that. 3-turn cooldown. Easy to book though, only 9 books. The passive decreases the damage all allies receive by 5%. This champion will receive that damage instead. Are you HP based? No. You got to build this guy crazy tanky to make him work, but it could be cool. Maybe it's a lady. I don't even know what that hair. Increases all defense. Increase ally defense in factions by 21%. Seems like meh, but not bad. I mean, definitely not a bad rare. Hellborn Sprite. We got to go really fast, guys. This is taking too long. Rare Spirit Affinity. Demon Spawn. Attacks one enemy. Has a 25% chance of placing small version weaken. Whatever. Comes out to 50% when booked. Crumbling Flesh. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing 100% heal reduction. Okay, so maybe you're thinking Fire Knight. Good affinity for Fire Knight 20 as well. So it's actually not, it's 75% chance when booked of placing that 100% heal reduction. Transmuter, another passive, so only an A1 and an A2 on this one. 3-turn cooldown when booked. This one's going to take you 11 books to do. Increases duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn, then places a small version increased crit rate 15% on all allies by 2 turns. Whatever. Shadowkin, here we go. Defense base, cool. Odachi, force affinity. Attacks one enemy, has a 35% chance when booked of placing a provoke debuff. Great sword, AoE, place that attacks all enemies, places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns equal to 20% of their max HP. I don't love it, but I don't know, whatever. Could be decent for Faction Wars for Shadowkin. 3-turn cooldown. Keeper, Ascended, places a block, debuffs, 3-turn cooldown on allies for 1 turn. I hate when it's 1 turn, it's useless. And then small version increased defense. This guy's only would ever see playtime in Shadowkin Faction Wars, and even then, I don't know. If you're really hurting, you know, he'd be better than some of the other rares that have come out, but he's not very good. Finally, Assassin, another Shadowkin rare, magic affinity attack, King's End. Attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance when booked of placing big version poison. Lingering Death, attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance 3-turn cooldown of increasing the duration of all debuffs on the enemy by 1 turn. Can anyone say Faction Wars? Not Faction Wars, can anyone say Clan Boss? And then attacks one enemy, has a 100% chance when booked 3-turn cooldown of placing small version weaken. Okay, 10% speed in all battles. Early game Faction Wars, I keep saying that. Clan Boss, this guy would be great. Quality of life improvements. So there are the champions. Who jumped out to me as Horfries. Seems great just because of the design. Also, it could be cool, really amazing. Like, I think this is going to be a rock star, like, you know, Melga type good. Not as good as Melga, just period, but game changing and helping you with Faction Wars. So good. Skathith. I liked it. I liked Skathith. The 4-turn cooldown, wish it was 3, but, you know, remove all the full cleanse, block debuffs, and the shield based off of this guy. I love it. Gory, which one was Gory? Gory, I wasn't that into. You got to pair him with an AoE freeze guy, probably. Siege Hulk, I think, is probably going to be very good. You know, like the AoE decreased defense on the 3-turn cooldown, plus some other supporty stuff. Seems very cool. This is the niche guy. I can't believe this guy's a legendary champion, honestly. But everything he does is kind of cool, but you need Fear and True Fear out there, so you got to pair him with Yoshi, with Mashal, with blah, 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 blah. And then there was the girl I don't like, Lady Kimmy. Not impressed. Okay, let's wrap this up. This is taking so much longer than I could have ever dreamed. Champion Index will display champions' names under their avatar. Great. Crazy that it took that long. Sort by rank will become the default. Awesome for pre-battle champion selection instead of recently used. That's great. Champion rarity filter. That's been a long time coming. When sorting through your champions and stuff. An option to keep auto battle by default on an arena and clan boss. For Tag Team Arena, that would be insane. I mean, honestly, for Clan Boss, I'll probably use it too. Players of level 50 and higher will get a button that allows them to access the last played campaign look. Talk about quality of life. Just send me straight to 12.3, baby. Yeah, that should make accessing XP farming locations faster. It should. Brava. Total team power for the arena will be displayed in battles and battle logged. Talk about quality of life, man. Great update. Way into it. Way into it. I'd say the most disappointing thing, where is that freaking champion? This guy, Michaelis. I cannot believe they added another Void Rare just to make my life worse. But maybe actually some of these guys might be part of the new fusion. Think about that, guys. Almost certainly the case. Siege Hulk's going to be tempting if he's part of it. Some people might, I think some people might bail and grab Siege Hulk. Some people later game might bail and grab Horfries if he's one of them. Will be interesting to see, which I would think, you know, 1 or 2 of these guys, probably more like 4 of these guys are going to be part of the fusion. It's an old school fusion, guys, so there's going to be rares involved. Actually, I can't believe this is only just clicking. Were these 4 rare champions? A 1, Magic, Force, Spirit. These are the rares. I'm telling you right now, these are the rares to the fusion, guys. You'll probably have to get, you know, 4 copies of each, and then you will take these 4, bring them together, and make the 4 different epics, which might be the ones right above. But Michaelis, Hellborn Sprite, Odachi, and Assassin. These are I'm calling it 100% chance these are the rares for the fusion. And then how many we got here? Force, Void, Spirit, Magic. Yep, these are definitely the epics for the fusion. Wow. Maybe some of you guys were screaming at your screen the whole time, but that's definitely what this is. So yeah, I guess this was mostly just all about the Hurndig fusion. Skathith, honestly pretty cool epics. They're doing a good job to tempt you. Least interested probably least interested in Gory. Siege Hulk, freaking cool, really freaking cool. Skathith, cool. Horfries, cool. Honestly, some of you guys, if you're too worn out from the fusions, just grab these 3. I think it'd be cool. Okay, let's go back to our normally scheduled programming. Cool. Back to the game. I mean, what is there to say after this? How long have we even been going? Wow, we're over 30 minutes. Let's be lightning quick. Lightning quick, people. I want a 5-star Ugo. Let's do it. I don't know if I have enough brews. I might not be able to. 29, is that going to get us to the finish line? I don't know. 29 to the finish line. Probably not going to work. Let's go quick. Let's go quick. I'm not just wasting them. I was planning on doing this anyway because she's taking so long. I think I'm going to just get it. And I have the food ready. I even leveled my 5-star chickens. Sweet. Is that enough? Yeah. Bit of a waste on that last potion, but whatever. Let's upgrade her rank maybe while we're in here too. I meant ascend, but of course we're going to upgrade her rank. That's what we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me them points. Welcome to the 6-star club, Ugo. So that's a check-in, guys. We're on day 98. We have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 champions. 2 6 stars, so 91 days would be 1 a week, right? 7 times 13, so we're just 1 week behind 1 a week, exactly 1 week behind 1 a week. You see I put some not so random gear on Ugo, pretty cool. I got her accuracy nice and high. Definitely need to ascend her once I stop filming. You'll see, guys, I'm actually filming a bit earlier than I normally am today. Oh my god, I almost forgot to say the best part of the whole thing. Magic Keep's been open today, so I'm gonna hop right back in there when I'm done. But I finished ascending Brogni, which is awesome. So he is much more powerful, 41k now. Look at this. I did not realize this. He was sitting at 93 speed. I'll put a picture up of it. I'll put a picture up of it right now. I took a screenshot because I was so shocked. He got an extra 10 resist, which was really cool, and he got 7 more speed. That happens to a lot of champions. I just didn't think that was going to happen to Brogni. I don't know. I never noticed he was at 93 speed. His attack went up. Look at that. He's over 2k attack. Our Brogni, he's a slapper. Brogni's a slapper. I've never heard anyone really explicitly mention how good his multipliers are. He hits really hard. But now we're over 70k, 72. We're over 73k. We're almost at 74k health. That's awesome. You know, I have some HP stuff here I can level. I got this banner, which was all right with the speed roll. His accuracy is still under 200, but it's improving. He's looking great. And this is in a Relentless set. He's maybe my best built champion now. Yeah, he probably is. Pretty cool. Brogni, if you guys didn't know, Brogni's very, very, very good champion. And we are 5 books away. 3 books away. Why am I saying 5 books away? How did I lose count? What happened along the way, guys? Oh, because I put 2 in yesterday. Doy. Okay, well, it might only take 2 more books. Hopefully we get lucky with this. Maybe I'll grind this out really hard. We'll go to arena in just 1 second. Actually, let's go there now. Let's go there now. So maybe we'll get a nice refresh. No, we don't. Tricky. Look at this. Account level 87. We're way up there now, boys and girls. My strategy lately has been to hunt teams like this, like that don't have a speed lead. But it's too hard. We have a ton of gems. Let's do 1 more. It's gonna be for nothing, right? Yeah, look at this. It's even worse. Let's do 1 more. Don't be like me, guys. That's a waste of 10 gems, but it's for the content. Yeah, this is tough. Everyone has an Arbiter, right? There's 1 Gorgrab, 1 Fushan, who's still very good lead, and then 1 Skullcrown, who's the same as us. It's kind of tragic. It's a mess up here. All right, let's try this Septimus team. We got to try something. If I'm going to spend 10 gems trying to find a battle to fight, we might as well attempt 1. I'm sorry for the long episode, guys, but this update was the upcoming update's juicier than I had anticipated, and I'm glad I finally realized what was going on, and that here we should get AoE Truth here, yeah. That those were actually the fusion epics and fusion rares. I apologize to anyone that realized that like instantly and couldn't figure out why I didn't. But yeah, pretty cool. I think we're gonna win this. Brogni hits hard. Slap a daisy. All right, pretty cool. The march to gold 4. I thought this would be happening around day 198, not day 98. So guys, 2 days away from day 100. Thank you guys so much. Anyone that's been watching, let me know in the comments if you've been watching since day 1. That'd be so cool. But guys, don't think I forgot. The giveaway is still going on. I believe it's day 4 of the giveaway, day 5. I'm losing count. I know I said the wrong day in yesterday's video, so apologies for that, but here's the daily giveaway question. I think a lot of you might know what is coming. We're going back here. Which one of these epics is your favorite? Siege Hulk, the AoE decreased defense. Gory, the weird guy with the freezes. Kind of cool. I bet you he hits hard. The counterattack passive chance. when an enemy is placed with a crowd control debuff. Skathith, pretty cool. AoE cleanse on the A3 on a fortune cooldown, block debuffs, and a shield based off his HP, which I like. And then Horfries, a hippo skinwalker. You love to see it. I would really love another legendary skinwalker in the mix. And Herndig, how are you excited for him? That's the addendum. That's the second portion of the question. But main question, which of these 4 epics, Gory, Skathix, Horfries, and what's the main guy? Siege Hulk. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Fastidious. I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.